Here's a detailed, immersive, and narrative-style 20-minute story about how someone becomes fluent in English. The story follows a fictional character named Arya, who journeys from struggling with basic phrases to fluency. This is designed to be engaging, motivational, and informative, perfect for learners. Arya's English Odyssey. Arya was born in a small village tucked deep in the mountains of northern India. The world outside her hometown felt distant. Her life was simple: school during the day, helping her mother with cooking, and listening to the radio every evening. That radio, unknowingly, would become her first window into English. Every evening, there was one particular program, The Voice of the World. It was a news broadcast in English, and Arya didn't understand a word. But there was something magnetic about the rhythm, the confidence in the voices, the way they pronounced each word with clarity and energy. She didn't know what they were saying, but she wanted to understand. At 15, Arya made a promise to herself. One day I will speak like that. I will be fluent in English. Phase 1. The Humble Beginnings. Arya began her journey with a tattered English textbook donated by a cousin who had moved to the city. The pages were filled with grammar rules and vocabulary lists. She started slow, one word a day. Apple, boy, cat, dog. She wrote each word 10 times, said it aloud, and stuck it on the wall with tape. But memorizing alone didn't feel like enough. She began to mimic the radio. Good evening. This is the world news. She repeated these lines, trying to match the pronunciation and tone. Her younger brother laughed at her accents, but she didn't stop. Soon, Arya discovered an old MP3 player. She downloaded free audiobooks and English songs. Every morning while walking to school, she listened. She didn't always understand, but she trained her ears to hear the rhythm and tone. Phase 2. The Struggles of Speaking. While Arya was getting better at understanding, speaking was still difficult. Her tongue felt heavy with English. She had the words in her mind but couldn't get them out naturally. So, she created an imaginary friend named Emma. Emma was British, funny, and very chatty, at least in Arya's imagination. Every night before bed, Arya would speak to Emma in English. She would describe her day. Today I helped my mom cook rice. I cleaned my room. I listened to an English song. These one-sided conversations slowly became more complex. She practiced asking questions, imagining Emma's answers, then responding again. This odd ritual became her personal speaking gym. Phase 3. A Leap into the Unknown. At 18, Arya moved to the city for college. It was a huge cultural shock. Everyone spoke English in the university cafeteria, at presentations, in WhatsApp groups. At first, Arya was quiet. She avoided group discussions and only spoke when forced to, but she kept practicing in secret. One day, the English teacher asked for a volunteer to give a presentation on global warming. Silence filled the room. Arya stood up. Her hands were shaking, her heart racing. But she had been preparing this moment for 3 years. Her voice cracked in the beginning, but as she continued, her confidence grew. She used gestures. She paused at the right moments. She made eye contact. When she finished, the class clapped. Not just politely, genuinely. That night, Arya walked home with her headphones on, but she wasn't listening to anyone else. She was whispering to herself, "I did it. I spoke. They understood me." Phase 4. Real practice with real people. Determined to grow, Arya joined a language exchange club. She met students from Japan, Brazil, Egypt, and Russia. They all had the same dream, to speak English fluently. Every Saturday, they met in a noisy coffee shop. For 2 hours, they spoke only English. At first, the conversations were awkward. "What is your hobby?" "My hobby is reading and music." But soon the dialogues evolved. "I just finished this amazing book on psychology. Have you read Thinking Fast and Slow?" "No, but it's on my list. I've heard it's fascinating." The club became more than just practice. It was friendship. It was confidence. It was the realization that fluency didn't mean perfection. It meant connection. Phase 5. thinking in English. A year later, Arya noticed something strange. She was grocery shopping when she looked at a fruit and thought, "These mangoes are ripe today." But she hadn't translated that from Hindi. She had thought it directly in English. It was happening more and more. When she was angry, she muttered to herself in English. When she was dreaming, people spoke English. Her inner voice had switched. She was no longer learning English. She was living it. Phase 6. From learner to mentor. After college, Arya got a job at a tech company where English was the working language. Her communication skills stood out, especially in video calls with clients from abroad. One day, her boss asked her to lead a training session for new interns on effective communication in English. At first, she hesitated. Then she remembered the girl with the radio and the imaginary friend Emma. She created interactive lessons, taught others how to speak confidently, and encouraged them not to fear mistakes. "Fluency isn't speed, it's clarity and connection," she said. People started asking her for tips. So Arya launched a YouTube channel, Fluent with Arya. She shared her journey, her struggles, her secret routines, and exercises. Her first video only got 23 views. A year later, she had 100,000 subscribers. Phase 7. Looking back, moving forward. Now 27, Arya travels the world as a remote communication consultant. She's lived in Thailand, Spain, and Kenya. She gives speeches, mentors others, and still listens to audiobooks while walking. One morning, she visited a small school in a rural town. A shy girl approached her and said in broken English, "I watch you on YouTube. I want to speak like you." Arya smiled. She bent down and whispered, "I used to be just like you." And in that moment, her journey came full circle. Epilogue. Lessons from Arya's journey. Arya's story teaches us that becoming fluent in English is not a straight path. It's a winding road of listening until your ears are trained, speaking until your tongue stops stumbling, reading until your thoughts grow sharper, thinking in English until it becomes your second nature. And most importantly, it's about not giving up. Because fluency isn't just about mastering a language, it's about finding your voice.